Hey, beautiful friend. Welcome to another episode of I Get To. I am so glad you're here today. Before we dive into the episode, though, I wanted to remind you about the back to school mom sale happening at the menttobloom.etsy.com shop. Um, there are so many things, everything that I thought would be super helpful for back to school time and just de stressing mom, recentering for mom. It's all for you, mom, not kid stuff. This is stuff for you for back to school to help you handle and manage your whole home and family. Some things that are included in that, it's a 25% off sale. Some things included in that are the Happy Mom Brain, both digital and physical, the Everyday Joy Planner, the Meal Planning Guide, the Quick Declutter Guide, the Guide to Your Mom's Sanity, this wonderful little bundle of journal prompts for moms, and some motherhood affirmation cards. And so go check all that out. That's menttobloom.etsy.com. But go ahead, keep this episode playing on your podcast app while you go check out the Etsy shop. Everything in the back to school sale can be found in the back to school specials category. So enjoy. They keep telling us to enjoy it while they're young. But our days are filled with chaos and stress and cooking and endless laundry piles. Where's the time to enjoy anything? Yeah, that's what I always thought too. There's so much I have to do. When do I find time for peace and joy and happiness when I barely have time to sleep? Mama, it's time for a shift. You can be a happy mom. Yeah, it's possible. If I can, you can. Trust me. I've been a mess. I've been depressed. I've been overwhelmed. I've been to the bottom of the pits. And I've risen. I've grown. I've bloomed. And it all started when I realized I didn't have to anything. I get to. It is my privilege and my honor and my divine responsibility to be the queen of my home. It's not a burden. I'm not the janitor and the lunch lady. I'm in charge. I'm the ruler. I'm the chaos coordinator. I'm the calm in the storm. I don't have to anything. I get to. And so do you. So let's rise, mamas. Adjust your crown. Accept your responsibility. And change the effing world. It's all in the way you choose to see it. You're listening to I Get To, the podcast with Brittany Clarkson. That's me. Hello there, my friends. Today, we're going to have a little chat here. Just like every day we do a podcast, we have a little chat. I want to chat with you. So often we talk about losing ourselves in motherhood and how we forget who we are, and we just get so caught up in all the things that we forget what's important to us. And you know what? It's not just motherhood. It's life. Because I was like this before I became a mom. Now that I think back and reflect, when I worked a full-time job and a part-time job, and you get so busy, you get married, and you've got friends and Netflix, and there's so many things that come into your life that it can get really easy to just fill your schedule and distract yourself from ever exploring into your emotions or your passions. You might feel a pull that there's something more you're supposed to be doing, but you never slow down and take the time to reflect and question what that is. What is meant to be your impact in the world? And sometimes we think just because we're a mom, that means we're doing it because we live in a house with our kids, that we're fulfilling our destiny because we are a mom and we live with our kids. But that's not quite true, because it can get really easy to have your motherhood get lost in all the day-to-day tasks. The purpose and the calling of your life to be a mom, I'm pretty sure you didn't feel this pull and this this need to be a mom so that you can be cleaning up after your kids all day, and so that you can be spending all your time stressed out about the next time you have to feed them, and stressed out about the mess they're making currently that you're going to have to clean, and stressed about what time you have to get your kid to soccer practice. I don't think that's necessarily all those. I don't think those little things. I mean, yeah, eating is a big thing, but stressing about it can be a little thing. It doesn't need to be as big as it is, the stress. But I don't think that is all what went into your thoughts when you decided that being a mom would fulfill your destiny. I think that your true purpose of motherhood can easily be lost in those mundane day-to-day things. So how do we live a life focused on what's really important to you? It can be so easy to get swept up in life and forget who you are and what we're here to do. So first off, I want to let you know, find exercises for getting grounded. Okay, this is where you're going to be able to get quiet mentally and think and process and feel and get some clarity in your whole life. Oh my God, my dog is having a breathing fit. She's okay. First off, I want to let you know that you can find exercises for getting grounded so you can find that clarity that you need. You can think straight, you can calm your nervous system, feel your feelings, process your thoughts and emotions. Oh, baby. I have a freebie linked for you in the show notes below in the description of this episode, and it is straight out of the Happy Mom Brain. Freebie piece of that for you here today. So go ahead and grab that. That freebie is kind of hard to find, so get it from this episode. I don't have a link for that all over the place. All right. Now, first up, we got a question on this journey to living a life focused on what's important to you. Obviously, we have to question what is important to you. And this isn't some kind of cookie cutter answer that you're supposed to come up with and say, oh, it's my kids. No, we're going to go deeper than that. Okay. This is your life. Your wants, your needs, your passions, they're all so important for you to live the life you are meant to live. Yeah, your kids are important. I'm sure every mom will agree. Definitely top 2 to 3. But what about it? What about your kids is important for your life? Is it important for you to have total control over their education? Or is it important that you give up the reins on schooling to be fostering a better relationship with your kid? What is it that's important to you? These will be different for all of us. And I want you to choose your top 5 priorities. You don't even have to put them in 1 to 5. You don't even have to rank them, but the top 5 parts of your life that are important to you. So likely most of us will say kids, marriage, faith, work, and some hobby. It could be different, whatever it is to you that comes to mind for your top 5 pieces of your life that are important. And then I want you to question those. I want you to look more closely at them and kind of hyper focus in on what is important about those in your life. What is the role that you're meant to have in these areas? So like if faith is in your circle of your top 5 things, does that mean that attending church every week is what's important to you? Or does attending church bring out this terribly awful side of you that needs Jesus more than anyone else because you're trying to get your family out the door on time? So maybe it's more practical and more fulfilling for you to watch church every week at home and then have your fellowship outside of Sunday morning in a less stressful setting, like a small groups or joining MOPS. That's moms of preschoolers. That's faith-based too. Something like that. Maybe that's what's going to work for you best to actually get what you need out of your life, to actually fill you up in faith and grow your faith. Sometimes we just have to rethink what we're doing because we think what we're doing is already the only way to do this. Get outside of your life, look from an outside perspective, and question everything of whether or not what you're doing is working for you and whether it's actually the best practice for you. Like, how is it important for you to show up in each of these areas you've listed? What's the time commitment like for these? What feels good and lights you up with passion in each of these areas versus what is making you feel drained in these areas? What is making you feel like you just can't keep up? And as usual, I've got 3 tips on ways that we can focus in on these areas and live the way we intend to be living. All right, so number 1, of course, is going to be delegating. It's okay to let go of one piece of what you thought your motherhood was supposed to be in order to go deeper in another area. Letting go of things like house cleaning or meal prep or control over education or the grocery shopping. Letting go of those things don't make you less of a mom. But letting go might make you less of a hot mess mom. Because, mama, you can't be replaced by school or a cleaning company or a delivery service or pre-prepped meals. But those things can help you be a better mom if they give you back your time and energy so you can focus on the pieces of life that are most important to you in the ways that they're important to you. You get what I mean here? It's not just to take less off your plate because you're at risk of burning out, but it's so you can go deeper elsewhere. Maybe you're not out of energy. Maybe you can handle everything you're doing right now and you're not about to burn out. But are you going deep in the ways that matter to you? Are you truly feeling fulfilled and lit up, on fire for the things that are important to you? Or are you just doing the dailies? Are you just going through the motions? Maybe it's time to rethink some of these pieces. Let go of one area so you can grow in another. And it can be just for a season too. It doesn't have to be all the time. Second, I have time blocking. So if your kids are telling you that you're spending too much time away from them, you're spending too much time on a certain thing, and they might be telling you with their words or they might be telling you with their actions. Perhaps they are just acting out and you don't know why. But you've been really preoccupied and busy on a big project you've been working on, whether that's with work or a hobby or a home project, decluttering or remodeling or something like that. But if you're spending too much time on something, time blocking that one thing, you don't have to time block your whole day. Just decide hours that you will work on that each day, whether that's going to be before your kids wake up, during your kids' screen time, or after your kids go to bed, if they go to bed at a reasonable hour. But whenever it is that you can work this in, make it work into your life. Don't make your whole life work around your projects and your tasks and your work. You want to build these things into your day instead of trying to build your whole life around them. So time block, take, whatever time it is you need per day. Like 2 hours is usually pretty good for the types of things that you might be spreading out throughout your whole day. And to condense that into time where your kids are preoccupied, whether that's with sleeping or screen time or whatever. Maybe they go to grandma's house for a couple hours while you work on this. Maybe you get a mommy's helper to come entertain your kids for those couple hours. Whatever it is, that way they don't see you all day and think you're doing that all day long. Because they don't see the times you get distracted to give them 5 to 10 minutes of your time. They see mom kept going back to that afterwards every single time. So time blocking that and committing to just spending, certain hours on certain things can really be beneficial in giving you back a lot of your time and energy. And then also before and after, if you're doing this in the middle of the day and giving your kids like screen time or something like that to distract them, before and after you step away to go do your project or your work, check in with your kids. and let them know like, hey, I'm going to go do this for 2 hours, and then I'll be right back. So if you need something, can you try to wait? And we'll spend some time together afterwards. And then right afterwards, like, pull out a board game or go for a walk with them or something that they enjoy doing with you. Give them a little bit of special bonding quality time immediately after you complete the task. And then they learn that when you step away to go do this, you will come back for them and they'll get what they need from you once you're done. All right. And number 3 is to immerse yourself in personal development. All right. So, with your top 5 important areas of life, it's not only important to spend time in them, but it's important to keep growing in them. So, immerse yourself in things that help you thrive in these areas of life. Read books or listen to audiobooks, listen to podcasts, follow Instagrammers who teach about these things, watch videos and movies and TV shows and documentaries that support your growth in these areas. And also avoid the things that hinder growth where it's important to you. So, for example, if honesty and respect are important in your marriage, there's probably 100 or so sitcoms that you should avoid watching because the couples featured do not practice the type of marriage you wish to have. Just keep this in mind, the way that you're taking in things, the way that you're surrounding yourself with things. Maybe there's friends whose viewpoints do not align with yours, and they're constantly making you feel bad for your choices in what's important to you. Maybe you have friends who are kind of toxic for you to be around when it comes to your personal growth. It's okay to spend less time with them. Don't make them your go-tos when you have an issue in those areas of life that they disagree on how to handle. In the music you listen to, the media you take in, what you read, what you see, what you hear, be mindful that you are on this journey of growth in these areas of what's important to you, and try not to give yourself all these mixed signals. You got that? So I really hope that you have found help in this episode to help you to find ways to live more focused on what's important to you. Okay? And remember, I have linked below the exercises for getting centered that will help you out with this. I'll also link a second freebie. So this one will be kind of freebie heavy. I'll link the second freebie of my Happy Mom Mindset mini guide. It's super quick, super easy, very pointed questions to help you rethink your motherhood mindset. But those will be really great resources for you to have to get started with. And if you already have those and you need more, of course, the Happy Mom Brain is always available on Amazon. And pretty often it's in my Etsy shop. I can mail it directly to you from my Etsy shop. So I'll link those below as well. You know what? There's a lot of great resources coming into the Etsy shop. Let me just mention that since we're here at the end of this episode. There's so many things in there now. Dinner meal planning guide. There's the self-love starter kit. There's there's a lot of different affirmations and journal prompts. Lots of little workbooks and guides, and a lot of the things in my Etsy shop, if they're printable downloads, most of them are under $5. So go check that out, and I'll be linking that below for you. That's meant to bloom at .etsy.com, so it is super easy to find. Keep checking back and see what's new. Pretty much like every 2 weeks, I'm listing something new right now. Sometimes more frequently, sometimes a little bit less, but check that out. I'm sure there's something in there for you and fits your budget, and you don't feel bad spending a couple bucks on yourself to develop personally, grow deeper in who you are and what you know, and keep on living and loving your life, girl. I love you so much. Thank you so much for being here. I really, really appreciate your listening ears. And I appreciate your heart too. So if you could take a minute and leave me a review on Apple Podcasts so I can see what you think, I would be so eternally grateful, because those reviews are like how podcasts get seen by other people. They're what lets Apple know that, hey, people liked this. The people who listen to this actually enjoyed it and they want to come back and listen again. And it also lets me be able to see what you're saying. And make sure if you screenshot and share my episodes on like Instagram, that you mention me, because I can't see that you've shared my stuff if you don't mention me and give me a tag at Britt Clarkson. I would love to see what you're saying. I'd love to get connected and to grow deeper in my relationship with you. This is a community, and I don't want this to be a one-way conversation where it's just me talking. I want to hear back from you. So let me know. Let's get chatting. Love you, friend. Thank you so much for joining me for this episode of I Get To. It really does mean the world to me to have you here. But are you ready to take this a step farther? Check the description below this episode and grab the Happy Mom Mindset mini guide. It's totally free to you, and it's not just for moms, by the way. Then hop onto Instagram. Let me know what you thought about this episode. Share your screenshot, tag me, Britt Clarkson. And if any part of this has resonated with you, I so appreciate if you'd leave me a review and a rating on Apple Podcasts. It really is just the only way podcasts get seen. And then share this on social, text it to your bestie. You're part of a movement now. We're here to change the minds of moms everywhere. It doesn't have to be just this hard, hot mess thing anymore. We get to enjoy our lives, guys. Let's go.